Okay, so hello everybody, and welcome to this webinar from us here at Bluebridge One, where we're going to give you an overview of our OneShip suite app. We've got about 30 minutes today for this, and there'll be a short presentation. And then we'll show you what OneShip does in the NetSuite account, so you can see it in action. So with us today is myself, Neil Rose. I'm a product consultant here at Bluebridge One, and my colleague Nontokozo Ngubo, who works with me on OneShip. So that's what we do inside Bluebridge. So without further ado, I'll hand over to Noni, and she'll kick us off.
Ready. Thank you, Neil. Hi, everybody. Noni. Okay, so this session is going to take about 30 minutes, but please make use of the Q&A feature if you have any questions in between, and we'll make sure that we get to them towards the end of the session. And if we aren't able to respond to any of them, we'll make sure that we follow up with responses. Alrighty, before we get to OneShip, just to give you a brief introduction to us as a company, we're long-standing partners in the EMEA region with over 18 years of experience within a NetSuite. We hold a range of accreditations and certifications. This is just mainly so when the time comes, we are able to assist our customers to the best of our abilities. We also form part of the Suite Cloud Developer Network that is run by NetSuite, and OneShip, our product, actually has a built for NetSuite, which is tested twice yearly. This is done prior the new release of every new version of NetSuite. We do this mainly so we could maintain our approval status. Alrighty, so today we are going to be looking at a familiar problem that we've seen with a lot of customers, and this has to do with double data entry, where you have to enter your data in NetSuite platform as well as your respective carrier's platform, in this case DPD, in order to get to a point where you ship successfully or make a booking successfully. So basically what OneShip would do, just to give you around about what OneShip is, OneShip's main goal is to streamline the process of bookings, make everything as seamless as possible for you all at a click of a button. So it's a suite app that would be installed via bundle into your NetSuite account, which should then connect you to your carriers. It does not limit you to the number of carriers that you have. So if you just have one, like this customer we're looking at, which is just DPD, you would just link it to DPD. And once you get to a point where you make a booking, you'd see that your labels would be printed directly to your printer. If you have packing slip or dispatch notes that you'd also like to be printed, those would be printed directly to your PDF printers as well. Once the booking has gone through successfully in NetSuite, you will see that tracking data would be saved there. So you could easily make use of it to track either the status of the shipment or to have that as proof that that shipment did go through. And if you are making use or booking transaction using export bookings, just know that with NetSuite, we handle for that for you automatically in the backend. So you don't have to print out customs data to accompany the booking at the time. We work with all major UK and EU carriers. And our main aim, actually, besides streamlining the process, is to save you time and money and eliminate as many errors as possible. Righty. But you don't have to take my word for it. I can say OneShip is great because I work with it. We've got case studies readily available upon request of our customers' experience. So if you want these, you could request them or just on the make use again of the Q&A function and maybe just say case studies, then we will make sure we send these through for you. Alrighty. Like any other suite apps, there are some dependencies and compatibilities. With OneShip, we require that item fulfillment be enabled in your account for us to get to a point where we successfully make a booking. We support a range of item types, as you can see on the list. We are also compatible with two warehouse systems that would be your NetSuite WMS as well as RF Smart. Our Smart currently reaches compatible with the pack station section. We are looking into eventually getting to a point where we are fully compatible with this. So if you're making use of these, just know that we can support you. Righty, and then we have two types of integrations. What you're looking at right now are direct integration. Let's say there's a carrier that you want to use that is not on this list. Please know that we are open to looking into that API and seeing if an integration is possible. Then we can take it from there. We also integrate with AGL, Global Freight Solution, and Ship Theory. These three are what we call our shipping aggregators. What they do is they link you to carriers that you do not see on the previous list. So we do not integrate with directly. One that is mostly used would be Royal Mail via GFS or Ship Theory. Alrighty. Okay, that was just a brief introduction into what OneShip is. I'll now pass over to Neil, who's going to show you OneShip actually working. He'll show you basic sales order with the OneShip section. He'll then make a fulfillment, make a booking. You'd see the labels being printed, and if they're forms printed as well, and all the data being handled if it's an export shipment. We actually have two ways of processing OneShip. One would be an individual booking. Another is if you're a company that processes in batches. So we actually have a way that you can process in bulk, saving you more time. And we also have what we call a OneShip shipping report, which you could make use of either to see the data, the transactions that have gone through that day or the previous day, just to monitor your transaction.
Okay, so what I've got here is a sales order I created just before we started. So we've got a test account here that we use to demonstrate OneShip. And just say that this account generally is quite slow, the response times on this. So if it is a bit slow, please don't be concerned. It isn't reflective of what I'd expect you to see in the production account. So I've got a pretty standard sales order here. So this is if you're using NetSuite, this is probably quite familiar. There's 3 items on there, and this is going to an address in France, and actually it's been set up to go with DHL. So, and this is the process that if you're booking on shipments and dispatching orders one at a time in your dispatch area. So I'm now going to fulfill this order. So I'll click the fulfill button, and again, this is sort of doing it manually. You may be using the fulfill sales order feature in NetSuite to fulfill batches of orders, but this is sort of the manual process. And we've got, again, a pretty standard NetSuite fulfillment form here. One obvious difference is this button up here, the Save and OneShip button. So that's added into the form when OneShip's installed into an account. And there's our items. And again, I'm going to fulfill all of these items in one go. OneShip works it's quite compatible with partial fulfillments if that's how you work. So there'll be no problem if that's a process you use. And I'll just go to the shipping tab. And here we've got some more fields that have been added in when OneShip's installed down here in this OneShip section. So we can see the OneShip shipping service. So this is the specific shipping service we're going to use in this case with DHL, and the weight and the package count. And the weight is calculated from the data on the item records in NetSuite. So again, these can be overridden at this stage, so that can be changed. Both the weight and the package count can be changed there if required. Now in this case, I've actually got more than one option here. So I've got, in fact, a couple other options with 2 other shippers, with XDP and with DPD. And again, that's selectable. And this is decided here, or this field is completed based on the rules that we set up in OneShip to select the appropriate service. And we link these to the NetSuite shipping method. So in this case, it's this here, which is standard delivery. and there's a whole range of different shipping methods available in this account. You'll have this similar, I imagine, in your accounts, and we hook the OneShip shipping services up to these shipping methods, and we set rules to decide which one is selected. So if I change, for example, I change this address to a UK address, then it will change the shipper and the service, in this case, to a DPD service. So these rules cover things like the destination where the shipment's going to, and that can go down even to sort of postcode or zip code level. It'll handle that. We look at the things like the weight, the package count, the shipping, the location you're shipping from. If you've got multiple warehouses, you may have different carriers you use from different warehouses. They're quite comprehensive, these rules, and really what we're looking for is to always end up with the right shipping service selected here, so you don't need to change it, and you can just move on quickly and process the shipment. So I'll just change this back now to France, and then I'll process it. So again, there we go, back to DHL, and this is obviously an export from the UK, so this is going to require customs clearance, and this is all going to be handled in the background. So I'll just now click the Save and OneShip button, and this is now going to it's going to book this shipment with DHL. And it's going to print a shipping label. And I'm actually, for the purposes of this demonstration, the label will appear on the screen, and it's about to come up. So there it is. So there's our shipping label. Again, that would print in a production environment. That would print automatically onto your label printer. There's no manual intervention required. It just happens automatically. And we now go back to the fulfillment. So it saved the fulfillment. And we've got now we've got the tracking link. So again, that's a clickable link that will take me to DHL's site. Again, there won't be any data there because this is a test environment, which is why we get that error. But that's a clickable link, and that's saved, say, here on the item fulfillment, and it's also saved on this sales order. So that can be really useful if you're getting inquiries from customers who want to know about the whereabouts of their shipments. It's very easy to get to that data through those links. And I also know that many of our customers send emails to their customers when items are dispatched, and they include this data in their email template, so the customers have that as well. So that's a really useful feature we've found. And then just finally on this, so obviously this is an export, as I said. There's no need to print any customs forms like commercial invoices, because that's been handled in the background when we've made this booking with DHL, and most of the shipping carriers we work with support a process like that, a sort of a paperless trade or electronic trade type process. So again, that's been a really useful time saver for lots of our customers. So that's how we handle sort of processing one transaction at a time. And Nonny mentioned that there's a bulk feature, and I'll just show you how that works. So we have on the menu now, we've got process OneShip shipments. So we now get this screen, and this is a screen we've created to have a similar look and feel to the built-in NetSuite feature to fulfill sales orders, where we've got some filters here at the top that we can set that will then give us a list of transactions that are ready to be processed. So we've got this list here, and I could potentially process all of these transactions, all of these shipments in one go. I'll just click that mark all button. It would check all of those boxes, and I'll then click the process button to book them all on and print off multiple shipping labels. So I won't do them all because it will take a while. But I'll just do a couple in a moment. So we've got these filters. I've only just set one filter here from the shipping location, but there are several others we could set again to sort of reduce this list potentially. And you can also generally add in your own filters if there's one that isn't listed here that would be useful for you. One example, for example, might be a customer filter, which several of our customers do, to reduce the list just to one of your customers. And also this list here, the list of the transactions, again, this is an editable list. So this is it's very simple if you need to change, say, the order of these columns, maybe remove some of them, or add some in that aren't here in the view you can see here. That's very simple to do. We can also see, obviously, the shipping method, the specific shipping service, the status, and the package count and the weight. And again, that's all editable in this screen. So I'll just process a couple just to show you how it works. So I'll just do these two at the top. So it's just a couple of domestic shipments using DPD, and I'll just click process. So this is now the essentially the same process we saw a moment ago with DHL. So this is making these two bookings with DPD, and again we're going to get some labels generated, and actually this one's actually set up to print off a form as well. So we've got a packing slip, and again this is just a basic NetSuite PDF template. So we've got two packing slips been printed, and again that packing slip would come straight out on your form printer. This is just so you can see it in this demonstration. And then we've got two DHL labels, and again they just have come straight out on your label printer, and then you back to the list and you can carry on and do some more. So that's the bulk shipping feature, and we've found that that's very popular with our customers who do sort of very high volumes of shipments per day, sort of over 1,000 a day. We've got several customers who are doing very high volumes. They use this a lot to sort of again to streamline that process and save them lots of time. And then the last thing I was going to show for a hand back to Noni is the report she mentioned. So again, we provide a NetSuite report for OneShip. So this is the shipping report, and so this is listing all the shipments that have been made with OneShip. So again, we've got lots of information here, like the addressee, the address, the shipping method, the service, the tracking link again is there. And again, this is a highly customizable report, so you could easily, if you wanted to change this again to meet your exact needs, again you can take data out, add columns in, put filters in, for example a date filter. So again, that's a useful way to summarize what's gone through on a particular day, for example. So I'll just hand back to Noni, and she'll finish off for us. Noni, over to you.
Ready. Thank you, Nee, for that. Okay, moving to costs. So we charge a yearly ongoing license of 1099 per license that you have, and then once you sign up, we charge a once-off fee of $950. This is us setting you up in Sandbox, training your staff, as well as moving you to production and making sure that the move is as smooth as possible, and we will support you going forth. Alrighty, so based on what we have seen Neil do and what the familiar problem that we're looking at, you could see that by eliminating that process of entering data in the second portal, it would then save you time. You'd actually be able to process more transactions in that day than you could. And then if you are, for example, there are customers that dedicate other parts of the employees to do the entering data on the separate portal bin DPD, it eliminates that. So there's efficiency, and then in terms of cost, it saves you cost. So you'll see as well, there are some carriers where they charge per label. With OneShip, it's just a once-off fee, so you save on cost as well. And in terms of accuracy, like I said, with eliminating that double data entry gets you to a point where there's limited time, or there's limited errors that can be entered, and then you could always within NetSuite track the status of your shipment. Alrighty, we also have what we call our ROI calculator, return on investment. This is also available upon request. So if you maybe want to have it and play around with it and see how OneShip would benefit you, we are happy to send this through to you. You can also just make use of the Q&A functionality to say, maybe just say ROI, then we know that we have to send this through to you. Alrighty, now just as a review of what we have gone through, we've shown you that OneShip links you within NetSuite, links you directly to all the carriers that you were using, and all at the click of a button. If you remember that Save in OneShip button or that Submit button in the box screen, you'd get your labels printed, your customs data sent through, as well as your forms if you are printing forms. And if you go back to see that fulfillment, you'd see that the tracking data is saved within that, like Neil has shown you. And if there are any rules that you'd want to set up, like Neil has shown you, either regarding countries or the postcodes, those can also be set up so that it minimizes interaction with the system as possible. So can, in a way, make your process as automatic as possible. So yes, alrighty. So that's it for now. Sorry, apologies. One way to reach us if you have any further questions or you want us to demo to you personally, you could reach us on www.bluebridge1.com/contact us, or send us an email through to oneship@bluebridge1.com, or again, use the Q&A feature and just say demo. Then we would know that you want us to get through with setting up a demo with you. Alrighty, we are going to have a look at questions now, Neil.
Yeah, I've got some questions. So I'll try and get through these in the last 8 minutes, or the time's up. So
Okay.
the first one is about can you ship multiple orders in one shipment, in one parcel or pallet? Not right now. There's some um, uh, restrictions with that, some of which are to do with the NetSuite architecture. So it's not possible to have more than, sorry, I need to make sure I get this the right way around. It's not possible to have one item fulfillment referencing more than one sales order. And the way that OneShip works, it runs on the item fulfillment record. So that's a constraint there. However, there are some possibilities depending on which particular shipping carrier you use. So, for example, both FedEx and DHL have features that enable you to consolidate shipments. So you'd have, for example, you may have, say, lots of shipments on different sales orders for one customer that you want to go out in one package or one pallet. So there's potential to do that with some shippers. But I say that isn't available in the product right now. So I think it's something we'd need to know which carrier you use, and then we can investigate whether it's something that they support. And for example, DHL offer a process where you have what they call a parent shipment, which is made up of lots of child shipments. So the individual item fulfillments are the child shipments, and you then have this special record, which is the parent shipments, which consolidates them all. So you can essentially bundle them up as one shipment for DHL. So yeah, please, if you want to find out more of that, please please contact us using the methods that Nonny mentioned a moment ago. So that's the first question. The next one is, can we get a copy of the slides? So what we'll be doing, we'll actually be sharing a recording of this webinar. So that will be available in the next few days, which will cover so everything, not just the slides, but everything we've spoken about as well. And then the next one is, can you get proof of deliveries on a sales order? So again, not at the moment. So at present, we pull the tracking data, the tracking link into the item fulfillment record and also to the sales order, and that's currently the only stage where we bring that data into NetSuite. We are actually looking at enhancing that in a future release of OneShip to pull in sort of the updates to the delivery status, and also the proof of deliveries. So that's on our sort of plan of developments and enhancements we want to deliver. But we don't. So I can't sort of give any sort of date estimate on that but that's certainly our intention, to enhance that process. Oh, UPS, yeah. Yeah, so we do. Yes, we do support UPS. That's on. I don't know if perhaps you want to go back to the AGL, GFS, and ship theory list, Nolly. So it's currently available through our shipping aggregators. Yeah, it is there. Yeah, good. Through either GFS or ship theory, it works. It's slightly different in the sense that you'd need to have an account with GFS or ship theory, but actually in terms of how it would work, in how OneShip would then work, it would be exactly the same process I've demonstrated. There's just an extra step in the background, so that is available. Right. Okay. Well, great. So I think we'll wrap up then at that point. So again, thanks everybody for attending today, and really hope you found this useful. And so please, if there's anything more you'd like to know, then please let us know. We can go through that with you. And we've got so we'll be running actually some further webinars this year. So if you keep your eye open, we'll let you know when those are, and we'll be looking at sort of particular features of OneShip. So this is sort of the overview. So we'll look in a little bit more detail at some of the things that it can do. Okay, so thanks everyone, and hopefully see you next time.
Thank you, everybody.